Picture me putting my city all over the map. They wasn't believers, I had to get even and mad. We coming up, pulling up, jumping all over your grass. So tell them I got a new girl. Tell the police that I'm the bank and I want all my 50s in cash. Tired of living check to check. I need 20 models. This is smiling in my grave, fresh to death. I've been Wu-Tang with a spectral deck.
Hey, Brandon Gaudin here, and it's time to take a look at what's new in Madden NFL 18.
Yeah, I gotta just get off my chest. I cannot miss it, got lots on my list and you next. Take it how you want it. I ain't famous like I want it, but I think I might just skirt off. Blow the speakers and turn off. Pop up, go to church with my shirt off. Tell the Lord that I'm here now. I've been waiting for so long. I've been patient for so long. Breaking rules like there's no laws, and I did it for a long time. If you don't like me, take a ticket. There's a long line. Nice to meet me. I think the pleasure's all mine. They've been clocking me so long, I think they lost time. Ooh, you lost. What you mean? Woo! What you mean? Woo! And now just
You have a player that is all healed up from injury and available to play.
hold up. Whoa. What you mean? Woo! Hold up now.
These players are on the last year of their contract. Cap room is how much the closer your contract proposal is to the design.
Adrenaline popping, the blood will be leaking and running. Yeah. I do what I do, I don't care if you like it or love it. Tell all of my I got a new girl. Wait. You tell the police that I'm the bank and I want all my money in hundreds. I'm tired of living on the edge. I want it, they gon' call the feds. I just bought a cost an arm and leg. My mama told me take it back and get a job instead. Where's your common sense? Me and the devil got too much in common, I swear. Yeah. Born in the ghetto, I never had nothing to fear. Take it how you want it. I ain't famous like I want it, so I might just throw a hissy fit. Call up Cassie after she broke up with Diddy, yeah. I told Shorty if she talking.
Scouting points are earned every week. Make sure you use all of your points. A portion of your remaining points will be lost when you advance the week.
Top 10 go for bridge. My black boys that knock off your lid. I dot your go pop off, so hop off my. What you mean? I said, what you mean? Woo! Listen, I don't trust her. So, no, I said, what you mean? Whoa. I said, what you mean? Woo! You thought I was finished, you thought it was over. You thought I retired, you thought I went fishing with Kobe. I'm still as ill as considered as one of the coldest. Still a put a partner rapper here like Moses. I'm throwback like a molar roller. I'm cooler than a cup of yogurt. Black flag board, truck soldier. I'm cool with laws and ayatollahs. Rap god, Cyclops and ogre. I'm King Kong, ain't nobody told you. Bankroll still. And Bobby Brown about to go get. Paul McCartney, I'm rich. I'm Muhammad Ali, I talk. I'm James Brown, about to tear down this. I'm Michael Jackson, them bad as bad gon' get. What you mean?
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on EA Sports. Some adjustments will have to be made by both teams here as the weather has turned nasty and rain will be coming down throughout this game. Let's see who can manage the wet conditions better. It's the Giants going up against the Buccaneers. So now let's head on over to rainy Raymond James Stadium in Tampa as we welcome in our announcing crew of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, it's something that Floridians are all too familiar with as the rain continues to fall here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the New York Giants. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. Now, the rain is falling. How will that affect the passing game? We're about to find out here. This is the first drive of the contest. Manning now on first down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The numbers for Beckham in last week's effort. 7 catches, 137 yards.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that he's off to a hot start here in this first month, and those are the kind of performances you expect to see going forward.
And this is caught. First catch by Brandon Marshall. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
He's got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
A big hit. Knocked down sideways at the 22-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it third down. Manning going to try and throw on third down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And now running right through it. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be fourth down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Well, this one's knuckling, and it just does get over the crossbar. He didn't get much of it, but he got it to go. Time to jump into the action, and we have a red zone alert as this defense looks to stop a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. First down, here's the run with Martin. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will tie us at 3-3. Coming up here, this defense looking for a 3rd down stop in the second quarter. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. Dancing to his left. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down. So here's the situation upcoming. Second quarter, 3rd down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Larry Ridley. Larry will have the highlights of this first half, but he won't have touchdowns because we haven't had any to this point.
But there's still time, though, partner.
So here's the situation upcoming. Second quarter, third down, and this defense just trying to force the field goal attempt. And that is incomplete. This offense hoping to put together a drive that will end at least 3 points to get them the lead here going into the lockers. Throwing is Manning. A reminder later tonight, the Colts, they'll be in Seattle to take on the Seahawks. And then Monday night, it's the Redskins getting a second straight night game as they'll head down to Arrowhead to take on KC. We're in October already. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. This one's moving fast.
Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening?
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Noah Spence in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Well, that catch just gives us another reason to praise Odell Beckham Jr. Off to an incredible start to his NFL career.
3 Pro Bowls, 3 straight Pro Bowls, obviously, and first Giant to do that in more than 50 years, Charles.
And how about the numbers that he's put up also? 1,300 or more yards and 10 or more touchdowns in each of those 3 seasons.
On second down, here's Manning. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we will toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. Both the Buccaneers and the Giants haven't figured out yet how they're going to move the ball through the air. The defenses on both sides have kept points off the board, and it will be interesting to see if they can keep that up. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. 1st and 10. It's Manning finding the machine, Brandon Marshall. And he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 28-yard line. Giants would later kick a field goal. Now till late in the second. Spitz is going to get the quarterback here. This will go as a loss of 5. We're set up for a great second half, so let's get you out to it. Here's Brandon Guyton.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Points have been hard to come by in this one, and it's the third quarter. Defenses have reigned supreme. Can the defense reign supreme once more on third down? Let's find out. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Following the penalty, Martin. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This one from 35 yards away. And Folks' kick is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So 3 field goals for them. Around the NFL, they're in the third quarter in Carson. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. They go play action here on first down. Phillip, and he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown on the year. A developing situation here. A big play has put this offense with a first and goal down inside the 5-yard line. Manning gonna throw. Buying time, and he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Eli Manning with his second touchdown. No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on 4th. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Here comes the defensive unit now for the Buccaneers onto the field. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a And we drop you back into the action. The field goal unit on here in the 4th quarter. And his kick is good. Didn't hit it all that well, but he got enough on it to put it through. No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on 4th. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. Nothing to lose now. This offense forced to go for it. Down a bunch here in the 4th quarter. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Time for a break. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Manning now to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying.
And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Shane Vereen. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game, but these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Giants, It'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will head home next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Tampa.